thank you for your participation to join this interview section. Before we get started, can you introduce yourself?
Okay, first of all, thank you so much for having me. I am Kane. I am an undergraduate student from International Business, and I am from Diana University, and this is my last semester here.
Okay, thank you, Kane. So let's jump to the question. So to start us off, how would you describe your overall experience writing your scripts so far?
I would love to express my feelings through my scripting journey. It was such a roller coaster journey and also a mixed bag kind of journey. I felt a lot of emotions. There's a lot of expectations, pressure, and at the very beginning, I gained so much information about how scripting might be or thesis might be in the future. But once I own it by myself, I realized that script is such a personal journey that everyone, each of us, faces kind of different challenges and struggles. It could be from yourself, from your external battles, internal battles, and also from your external battles. It could be from your family, from your lecturer, and also from your friends. And it's such a roller coaster because one day I could be so excited about my thesis, and the other day I just like cry out loud, not knowing that what I'm doing right here. Yeah, it's such a mixed bag kind of journey.
Wow, that sounds intense, but also pretty meaningful. It's interesting how our students seems to go through such a unique journey. So next question is, did your scripted topic evolve over time? If so, what caused the change?
Yes, definitely. It's evolved and also it changed a lot of times. My own thesis, I already changed my topics for like 3 times. In the very first few months, I changed it a lot because at the very first topics, I choose it very broad and vague. And after learning a lot and have a deep conversation with my lecturer, we come to the conclusion that we need to choose more specific and more likely a topic that I have interest in. So yeah, it changed a lot, but eventually I have this final topic that I choose right now.
Hey, so during your journey, have you ever felt isolated? Do you think having a peer support group would have helped?
Of course, I think it is such a common issue and common phases that everyone who go through this journey will face it one time. And for me, it was last October when I go really isolated by myself. I don't want to interact with anyone. It could be from real life or even from social media. And I think the good news and good things about this is I can finish my first 3 chapters. But the bad things is I kind of create space between me and my friends. And thankfully, my friends and my family still trying to reach me out first. And this is kind of the best support system that I have that time. Even though you have the feels to need being isolated from anyone, but a little help I think will be so helpful.
Yeah, I hear that a lot. So, and a support system can really make a big difference. So, have you experienced writer's block, burnout, or deadline pressure? How did you deal with it?
Okay, that is such a common issue. Another common issue, I think. Writer's block. I had that the major writer block after I finished that third chapter of my thesis, and if you ever heard the sentence about that, you will do everything except your own thesis, and I do exactly like that. I kinda distance myself from my thesis, and I go just find another activities that give me so much dopamine, like yoga, meditations. It's not kind of activities that I do for long term, but at least it gives me such a good dopamine.
That sounds very challenging. It's good that you found a way to push through it. So, can you tell us what tools or habits or routines help you stay focused and productive while working on your scripts?
I'm not gonna say this is like a tools, but I would love to say this is like a habit. I have 2 habits that I kinda find along the way while doing this journey. The first one is I went back to my old habit, which is journaling. I think during your scriptsy or your thesis, there's a lot of things happen in your mind. There's a lot of thoughts. So write it down in your journal. Could help so much. It could be like your ideas or your worries or even questions you have. And the second habit that I do well during this scriptsy is I kind of every night before I went to bed, I doing my to-do list. So for tomorrow, which chapter that I need to finish, which chapter that I need to do more research, and which chapter that I need to erase, something like that.
Oh, nice. I think yes, journaling sounds good. So, in your opinion, does scripts process encourage meaningful research and learning, or does it feel more like just graduation recording?
Okay, honestly, at first I was thinking that this is such a formal requirement that another checkbox before we graduated from college. But as time goes by, I do realize that this is kind of different of what we've been doing for this like past 3 years. Classes have more like long deadlines, and we do have more deep feedbacks from our lecture, and it's giving me like a real life experience of doing your real life research about some topics that I think this is very helpful to giving us the experience of how we do research in real life experience.
Okay. If you could describe your scripture journey in one word or metaphor, what would it be and why?
For me, it's kind of hard to just explain it in one word, but I would love to. It's kind of hyperbolic though, but I would love to say this is like a last project from a very promising production teams. That in these projects, people not only the production teams but also from the fans and also the families and everything puts too much high hopes. It could be they gave a lot of efforts, a lot of budget, and a lot of ideas into one final project. So my scripty is most likely like that for me. So yeah, this is, I would love to say this is like the last project from a very promising production teams.
Okay. So, what's one thing you wish you had known before starting your scripts?
For me, I have two actually. I wish that I could go back and I tell myself I will do this, definitely do this. The first one is, as what I said before, scripture or thesis is very personal journey that you have different challenges and different struggles from your friends. So you need to focus on yourself. You do not need to compare yourself to the others, and it will never create insecurities in yourself. And as what Taylor Swift said, you are on your own kid, and I think that's definitely explain our thesis journey that we are actually our own right now. And the second one is I would love to say that you need I mean me, I need to learn deep about my theory before I choose it. So in the middle of the journey, I don't get the confusions because I do realize that if I just choose the theory and not going to learn deep about it, it's giving me a hard time to learn about my whole thesis.
I think that's really, really useful advice. So, lastly, do you think the scripts should remain a graduation requirement, or should there be an alternative like final project or internship?
Yes, I think it's such a good option, but it would be better if we have another option as an output, because I think it will be better if we choose something that more suitable to our career goals and also our hobbies and and our projections to our future. And it could be like creative projects, or as what you say, internship, or also storytelling. And another option, I think it will be better if we have another option.
I think that too. Like that's a really interesting perspective. Okay, Kim. So I think that's a conclude our interview. Thank you so much for your participation, for you sharing your experience, insight, and what you have shared today will be meaningful not only for research but also for fellow students who are about to start this journey. Wishing you continue success in everything you pursue next.
Okay, I hope so. Thank you so much for having me, Diva.